All right, family. We are live for another action-packed show with my brother Kev from Real Nagas. Welcome back to the program, my brother.
What up, bro? How you feeling, man?
Man, good to have you back here, man. I always love when I watch your videos. I feel like I know you, bro. The way you be talking, man. You got such a relatable energy, man. I feel like I've known you in the past life or something.
We probably did, man. Hey,
I'm like that brother doing his thing over there.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Indeed, we gonna have a good conversation tonight. You did a video a while back that inspired this talk, so I think it's important, that our community, get hip to the game. You know what I'm saying? When I say game, I mean this technology that they keep hiding from us. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing. Us realizing who we are, know thyself. So. We're going to have a good conversation tonight. Before we start, family, I want you to make sure you hit the like button. Y'all all know how important that is for the algorithm. Make sure everybody hits the like button. Even if you're a troll, I'm giving you something to do, so you should still hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Giving them something to do, Kev.
And even if you a troll.
Yeah, they will be bored if they didn't come here.
That's right. What you come here for?
You know what I'm saying? Yo, so family, let's get to this quick ad break. And we will be right back. All right, family? First and foremost, family, I want to give a shout out to King Simon, one of the best when it comes to numerology. Text him your full name and date of birth, 347-496-1022. The brother also has an 8-hour uncut raw course on udemy.com that you can all check out. That is udemy.com. And last but not least, family, make sure y'all go to Black Magic University. This is not only an esoteric university, but it's also a financial university. And I want y'all to check this out, man. BlackMagicUniversity.com. All the workshops that I have done the past years are up and available on here, family. All right. And if you are interested in getting notified when Brother Rich goes live, I want you to text Rich to 646-760-7806. YouTube doesn't always notify my people, so this way I will text you personally so you won't miss any live ever again. And last but not least, before we start, I want to thank y'all. I finally hit 300,000 subscribers. Yeah. I was on Kev, YouTube had me on 290,000 subscribers for a year, bro.
I know.
I'm like, my number don't go up. I'm like, but I finally
shadow banning, dog.
Yeah, that shadow banning shit. Yeah. So I'm glad I finally hit 300. I've been in this game for a while with YouTube, family, so I appreciate all the support throughout the years. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, clap that up.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Oh, they in the chat. They like Dragon Time. They know we with the Dragon. Y'all know who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm with here, man.
Dragon Time.
I'm with the Dragon Moore right here.
What up?
I'm with the Dragon Moore. Indeed. That's facts. That's super facts. All right. So listen, Kev, man, you did a show, and one of the things, the name of the show was "The Brain is a Musical Instrument." Now I heard about the brain being influenced by musical instruments, but the way you explained it was a little different. You said your brain is literally a music instrument. So I want to have a good conversation. We could get into some quantum physics. We could get into some some science, some metaphysics, some spirituality, all of that. And but let's start like that. What do you mean, Kev, by the brain is a musical instrument, my brother?
Well, that I think that show you were talking about, that was a God class I did.
Yeah, it was.
The brain is a musical tuning fork.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically most people think your thoughts come from your brain, but they don't. They just everything that you want to know as far as knowledge already exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's only vibration and frequency. That's the true essence of the universe, is vibration and frequency. Mm-hmm. So, how do you resonate this vibration and frequency? So basically, what we know as matter, geometry and shape is just a musical symphony of vibration and frequency. And so with that being said, the universe had to create the ultimate, instrument to be able to resonate those vibrations. And so your brain, is when you really get down to it, your brain, basically how you create thought, or you register thought in your brain, is with synapses, right? So let me go back. So for all those who wants to reference this and get a good breakdown of it, there's a book called Occult Geometry and the Science of Hermetic Motion and Number. Actually, here you go.
Okay, yeah, show that. Occult Geometry. Can somebody put that in the chat? I should put it, but my keyboard is a little far.
This is an old book. Yeah, so I don't know I found this 20-something years ago. I paid $10 for it. I may have to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, I can imagine how much it costs now, man.
Yeah, this is you can see it's worn as hell. But because it's out of print, it's actually 2 books in one. And so the first half of it breaks down geometry, just the creation of the line, from the line, the circle, the square, the pyramid, all of those things. That geometry holds a certain vibration. So there's something called cymatics. There's a science that they indulge in called cymatics, and cymatics is vibrations relation to form. So in the experiments, you can YouTube the experiments. What they'll do is they'll take some type of plate, resonant plate, and they'll pour some type of sand or pollen or some shit like that on it, something really, really light, and then they'll run the frequency. They'll run a vibration, or frequency through the plate, and the higher the frequency, the sand or pollen will start to create, sacred geometry. It's insane. So, so basically saying that certain frequencies have a definite shape and form. And then you extrapolate that, you go as above, so below. That would mean that everything that we see with shape and form has a definite frequency and vibration. That is an actual science in the universe. Caucasians don't dispute that. They'll take anything and say, they'll take a pencil and say, oh, this pencil frequency, something, point something. Or, they'll take a remote control. A remote control has a definite frequency. So, that's an actual thing, that everything that you see with a certain shape or form has a different frequency. So again, that's because everything in the universe is vibration and frequency. So then how do we resonate that? So your brain, so if you take a guitar or you take a piano, and the strings on a guitar, on a piano, so they have to be tuned right, in order for you to register the vibration. When you're on a guitar, you strum the guitar, and the string is resonating the frequency, the vibration from your finger and the string, right? And then it creates a certain tone based on the density of that string. Creates a certain C or A or whatever it is, right? Same thing with the piano. If you look inside a piano, they have the same type of strums on, inside a piano. And when you tap on a key, a hammer strikes the string, and it resonates a certain vibration. So same thing with your brain. Your brain, what we call synapses, are basically brain fibers, or just like a string on a excuse me, a string on a guitar or a piano. And so if everything that we know, everything that we know as information it already exists, then it exists from a low frequency to a super high vibrational frequency. Like it's moving super slow, the vibration is moving super slow, or it's boom, 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 it's moving super fast. So things that move super fast, vibration that moves super fast, it can actually move through things. Has anybody seen The Flash? When the Flash, when he wants to walk through walls and shit, he speeds up his vibration, right?
Right.
The wall. But what happens is the thicker the wall is, the faster he has to vibrate, or the Flash will get caught within whatever the medium he's trying to walk through. But they've shown this through it in the comic books, and if you've seen any animated or live thing of Flash, that stuff has happened. So your brain fiber is like the dense thing that the Flash is trying to move through. The thicker that brain fiber is, remember, you got all these vibrations moving through your body at once, all the time. Right? low vibration to very high vibration. So how does so low vibrations register with us all the time? You see the low people with the low thoughts in the universe. There's far more of them than there is conscious people. But so then how do we register the conscious thoughts? That brain fiber, it slows, and this is true for the lower vibrations too, but that what that brain fiber or synapse is doing, it's slowing the vibration down that's moving through your body so fast. This is what they call tachyon energy. It just vibrates. It's the underlying energy of the universe. It just moves through everything. But if you have a medium that's thick enough to slow that vibration down, then it will register in whatever that medium is. And so that's basically what your brain is. When you're learning a certain subject, what you're doing is whatever that subject is, before, say you don't know anything, what happens is your brain has to, when you start to learn a certain subject, it starts to create the synapse in your brain to learn that certain subject. So how it starts off, it takes a cluster of cells first, moves into one thing, and from that cluster of cells, it starts to grow that synapse, right? And then it moves out, and then it connects to another cluster of cells, and then that one line, that synapse right there, is the vibrational strum, so to speak, for the information that you're trying to learn. And the more and more you learn that information, the thicker that strum gets. And so you'll start to slow down more and more information or
Hey, Kev,
frequency.
Kev, let me show them an example of what you're talking about.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they could get a window, so they could so y'all could visualize it better. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. So all right. So the synapses, the strings is these right here.
Yep. Those right there. And so when you're learning a certain subject, that string right there gets denser and denser for whatever vibration it is or whatever knowledge frequency that you're trying to learn. And it slows that vibration down, and you start to learn more and more and more of that vibration until at some point you become a tuner for that frequency. At some point in time, you don't have to keep learning it and learning it. At some point in time, you tune yourself to the vibration of that frequency, and then you start to superconduct the energy from that. So basically the difference between semiconductivity and superconductivity is when energy moves from point A to point B, when it's moving through any medium, it has a loss of energy by heat, right? So if it's moving from point A to point B, as it's moving through that medium, say like a wire or something like that, and that really doesn't move through the wire. We'll get in that to a minute. Energy doesn't actually flow from point A to point B through a wire. We'll get in that to a minute. The electricity creates a magnetic field, and the energy, the power is actually within the magnetic field around the wire. But for this point, for superconductivity or semiconductivity, when energy is moving back and forth from point A to point B, or you have that energy, trying to oscillate between the two, it'll lose energy and heat. Yeah.
Hey, Kev, so what's melanin's role? Is melanin a semiconductor or superconductor? And what's its role?
It's both. It's both. I'm trust me, I'm about to get into all of that.
Okay. All right.
I'm getting into all of that. But so when you have for superconductivity to happen, all that needs to happen is point A and point E just needs to vibrate at the same frequency. If those 2 points are vibrating at the same frequency, energy or information can flow back and forth between those 2 points infinitely. Until one of the points vibration changes. Right.
But as long as you on that vibe, you pick up everything.
You get everything from that damn frequency. That's how superconductivity.
Come on, man. Go ahead, man. I love this shit. Go ahead, man.
Crazy. So that's why when you start to learn a certain, information or certain subject, the more and more you start learning, at some point in time, you don't have to keep learning about it. You just start your knowledge just starts to grow and grow because you're conducting that energy or channeling that energy. That's what they call when they say I'm channeling. That's what people actually mean when they say channeling. You have tuned yourself to the frequency of that knowledge. That knowledge starts to flow through you superconductively without loss. So that's what the difference is between superconductivity and semiconductivity. So as long as you stay tuned, you will flow that information will just constantly flow through you. And so This is the underlying understanding of the universe, that vibration and frequency. Tesla, he knew that.
Mm-hmm.
This is how he created, alternating current, which is basically what 80% of electrical devices are run on today, is alternating current. Because again, alternate the way, and this is very important because I wanted to get into because we're talking about how information is all around you, and all you have to do is have something to register the information or vibration. See, that's energy. And so like we were talking about, when energy or electricity is moving through a wire, most people think that like the from the power company is sending electricity from the power company to your house. That's not what's happening. What happens is the electrons in a medium, the wire or whatever, they flow through a wire, but they don't really flow. They just oscillate, they vibrate. That's why it's called alternating. They're alternating back and forth, right? That alternation of electricity or electrons, it creates a magnetic field. Within the field that's around the electricity, the information or power is within that. And that's what they draw on. The power, your power is actually drawn in the field around the wire. It's not actually.
Wait. So, Kev, you saying the wire that I plug into the wall, the information is not coming through that wire that's plugged into the wall?
No. So what happened? No, it's crazy, right?
Explain. You got it.
Creating a magnetic field. It's creating the electrons within that are moving, oscillating back and forth. This is where you get electromagnetivity, right? So the electrons vibrate back and forth. They create a magnetic field. When electrons move, they create a magnetic field. So electrons they oscillate, they move out, but when they move back and forth, they create a magnetic field. And within that field, this is crazy. Within the field, that's where all of the energy is. Outside of the wire, not inside the wire. And they found this out when they tried to, back in the day, when they tried to run power lines underwater. They tried to do a power line from certain place to certain place underwater, and they thought they were just going to be able to send energy through the cable underwater, and it didn't work because the energy, that's not how power works. It doesn't move from point A to point B through the wire. It's the energy field around the wire, and because they didn't account for the Earth's magnetic field and all that, the power was getting thrown off. So then that's when they truly discovered that the energy was outside in the field, and that's when the power within your house and all that shit got better. So I only said that to say that there's infinite power around you, just sitting around, just everywhere. Anything you want to know vibrationally has already existed. You're not creating it. It's already out there. All you're doing is channeling that information. So when you think that you're sitting back and you're learning and you're a capacitor for energy, you're not a battery. You're a channel. Energy moves through you. A capacitor, energy stops within a capacitor. We're not that. You're supposed to flow. It's energy in, energy out. It's always moving, a constant flow of electrons, moving around. So when you think that, I'm looking through this, man, I've been studying this shit for 20 years. I know all. You're not doing that. You're not holding all the information that you've been studying for 20 years. All you've done is basically tuned yourself to the ultimate frequency of that energy, of that information, and it can flow through you. Now, you can turn it on and off. Once you've done that, you can turn it on and off. Like you can go from here to here, and then somebody says, "Hey, man, tell me something about that." Boom. Once you've done that, you've done that enough, you can tune yourself right to that vibration and start to flow and pull that shit in. And so there's a brother, when we get to the melanin, there's a brother named Maxwell. I don't know if y'all heard this brother, Maxwell Chikumbutsu. You ever heard of this brother?
No, I never heard of him. No.
Look him up, Maxwell Chikumbutsu. And he just got put out in the public eye because a few years ago, he created a free energy generator. So people are like, what is that? So Tesla, back in the day, he used to talk about free energy. He's like, yo, you don't need to plug shit up. I can draw. This is where this concept, and every energy is all around. Every one is all around. Tesla was like, there's enough energy in the ionosphere for you to power everything in the world with very minimal effort. And so this is, this is how he used to create all of his, all of his inventions. He used to use a lot of that was the ionosphere. He also created a vibrational tool that can heal you, and then he created a vibrational tool, just some little vibrational oscillator thing that you could put on a building, and it can take the building down. If it reached the right resonant frequency with the building, it can take the building down. So he was all on that. So fast forward to the day, his brother Maxwell Chikumbutsu, where is he from? Zimbabwe. He's a brother from Zimbabwe. This is how, man, when we start, I'm telling you, when we start flowing, this is where that melanin comes in. This brother has created a free energy generator. Basically, it turns radio frequency into energy. That's incredible. That's fucking incredible. This, so how he introduced it, he took a big 50-inch screen TV, pulled the wires off. Oh, no wires on this bitch. Put his called a microsonic. I think it's called a microsonic generator. That's what he called it. He put this shit on the TV, and the TV, he was watching Bad Boys on the TV with this little thing, with this little box in the back. That's absolutely crazy. But the craziest thing is, this brother he don't study electricity or electronics or nothing. He just a regular, none of that. He got no background, and he went to school for none of that. He's like, yo, it was sent from God. This is what he said. I don't study any of this. He said, and this is why it was hard for them to believe that I came up with it. But once they did the knowledge on it, the science on it, and they broke it down, did the math, they were like, oh shit, this shit really works. It's crazy. And he was like, you don't got any experience? Like, nope. But this brother is dark as a church shoe. And that melanin, your melanin, this is where we get into your melanin. Your melanin is a semi and superconductor. So when you're just sitting around, just not doing anything, not really thinking about anything, your melanin is semiconductor, right? You're losing heat, but you're also resonating vibration around you. This is why, we don't work like most people. When they'll tell you that certain radiation kills certain people, that's not for us. Your melanin, on to a certain degree, your melanin absorbs frequency and turns it into energy for your body. It's literal vibranium. That's literally where they got it from. And so you would see how the universe would create something like that, because if everything is frequency and vibration, we have to resonate that frequency and vibration somehow. How do we resonate that? So we have an internal resonator that's here, also the heart, but then also we have the external resonator. That's the melanin, and melanin is the base chemical in the universe. It creates everything in the universe. And this is, you got this book. I don't know how deep you got into it. I don't know how deep you got into it, but it breaks all of that off in this book right here, the science research. Great book of melanin research. So when we're just, like I said, when we're doing nothing, we're semiconducting. This is why they are so terrified of us getting together. If we got together, we're superconducting. When we're on the same vibration and frequency, we're superconducting. An example of that was the Black Panthers. When we're all on one mind, one thought, one energy, no matter what it is, we're superconducting that vibration, and it is terrifying for them. Shit like that. So they have to. All right, how do we keep them from doing that shit? All right, we got to go in and turn these niggas against each other. We got to turn these niggas light skin against dark skin. Christians against Muslims. What I'm saying? Anything we can. Black men against black women. Everything that we can to keep them disharmonized. We got to keep you niggas separate, because when y'all niggas come together and you start vibrating, we turn into a giant superconductor. When you have a magnet, this is the science of how energy flows through a magnet. And all of the electrons line up in the same direction. That's when you get magnetism. Magnetism. right? When all of the electrons, we all line up in a super organized fashion, or the electrons line up in this super organized fashion, and they're all facing the same way. That's when you have true magnetism in a magnet. So, as above, so below. You ready for volume? As above, so below. So that the way that works, on a microscopic scale, it works on a macro scale, but it works here. We're the same thing. We're the same thing. We're electrons, we're neutrons, protons, we're all of that. And so yeah, go ahead, bro.
So Kev, to use an example, let me see if this example fits what you're saying, because this is, I don't know if y'all don't realize how amazing this information is. Groundbreaking. All right, so let's say we're like walking TVs,
yes,
or walking computers,
walking
radios,
walking satellite
and
dishes, really.
And there's unlimited radio stations for us to tune into. When we tune into those radio stations, we play the music from the radio station, and the music is, let's say, this channel right here. Like we're playing music for the people right now with this show. Right. Exactly. So this is what we tuned into, and we're broadcasting that channel to the world. So that's what. So the universe got unlimited channels. Like, you know how the TV
infinite.
The TV used to have 180 channels or some shit like that. The universe got infinite channels, bro.
Infinite.
We could turn it, so we're not actually doing so we're not creative then. We're just channelers.
Well, this is the thing. You can weave certain frequencies together. We are gods. We can, you can manipulate vibrations as well. Not that you're not just channeling, but you can manipulate vibrations. And when we bring certain frequencies together, this is when you get sacred geometry. When you look at something like the Metatron's cube, if you can pull that up, Metatron's cube is a representation of every geometric shape in matter, all combined into one. Circle, square, pyramid, all of those things combined into one, which represents every frequency. And so, when you see that type of stuff, you know how higher the vibration gets. Have you seen if you can pull up one of those videos?
Wait, I'm gonna pull up this Metatron cube real quick. Okay. So the people, I'm a little slow with it, family. Pardon me.
That's all good.
So this is the Metatron's cube, right?
Yep.
So what you're saying, this encompasses all the geometrical figures?
All the geometrical forms in matter, in existence. That's what that is right there. And so basically what you're looking at is basically the highest frequency, the highest vibrational matter, frequency in matter, which you can see right there in every single shape it encompasses.
Yeah, I'm about to change my name to Metatron, bro.
Man, this is what, dude, I'm telling you, this is what we got off of. They got us off of the sacred geometry. It's also called sonic geometry. If you guys have heard of, it's really called sonic geometry. They call it sacred geometry because we weren't supposed to tell anybody. That's why it's called sacred geometry, because it was only meant for when you're of a low vibration, you're not supposed to fuck with this. You don't know what to do with this. So it was sacred geometry because we held it back for the very few people who were on a conscious level that can understand this type of information. But it's really sonic geometry, and it goes to how the pyramids are created. The pyramids, when you look at the pyramids and how they're laid out, they actually they're a frequency. The pyramid, the Giza plateau is laid out to a certain frequency. It's insane, and like every single shape that we have, like I broke this down, like, so every single shape that we have has a certain resonant frequency. Like the triangle is F sharp, the circle and the square, that's 180, that's 180 degrees. The circle and the square is F sharp, but that's 360 degrees. So remember, all these numbers equal 9. If you want, there's going to be a constant equal a number of 9. The pentagon is C sharp, that's 540 degrees. The hexagon is another F sharp, that's a little higher, F sharp on the scale, that's 720. The septagon, that's 7 sides, that's an A sharp, that's 900 degrees. The octagon is C sharp, that's 1080, another 9. excuse me. Then you get to the tetrahedron. Then we started getting into three-dimensional shapes. Those were the two-dimensional geometric forms. Then the three-dimensional geometric form, the tetrahedron, that's 720. That's also an F sharp. And when you started getting three-dimensional, these vibrations, these frequencies get higher. Then we have the icosahedron. That's a high, the octahedron. That's a high F sharp, and that's 1440. Then we have the cube. That's a C sharp. That's 2160. So all these numbers, they keep hitting 9. 9 is the highest vibrational number that you can get in the universe. That's us. That's the number that melanated people vibrate.
Not that's why they call us non-ether beings.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, family, let's take a quick break. It's a half an hour mark. I want to take a quick break. I want you to continue, but I just want to tell people, make sure you hit the like button. And also, there was a show that got canceled about 2 weeks ago with me and the brother Yaki, the brother that's into healing and he's into the herbs. So I just wanted to let you know, since we talked about 9 and the non-ether, the show is going to come on Thursday. It's called The Science of the Non-Ether Being. That's with the brother Yaki. He will be on Thursday at 9 p.m. I just want to tell you that because I know the show got canceled 2 weeks ago. Make sure you hit the like button, and thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry, my brother.
It's all good. So I think where I left off, the octahedron is high F sharp, 1440. Icosahedron is high A sharp, and that's 3600 degrees. And then we get into the sacred geometry, which is the flower of life, which is where all of these shapes truly come from. The flower of life is a high C sharp, basically. So if you understand frequency and vibration, back in the day, they use, especially in hip hop, they used to send around a chakra chart to tune your music to. I don't know if anybody knew that, but that's where you get Dr. Dre's music. He was given that by, I don't call them by their assumed name. I call them Khazars, their true name. So the Khazars, if y'all know who the Khazars are.
Yes.
So he was given that by them to tune the basically, when he's engineering, he's tuning his music. And so most of his music was tuned to the G. G, the vibration is the low, is the root chakra, is the sacral chakra. This is why all that vibration was low. That's why his brother Warren G came out with G Funk, because all of that music, his music was tuned to the G. Now, if you get somebody like Tribe Called Quest, most of their music, when you would hit in the background, you would hear there was a high C vibration in the background of the music. Like take what was it? Lyrics to Go. If anybody want to listen, you want an example of that? Go listen to the song Lyrics to Go. In that song, there's a high pitched sound he has in the background. That's a high C frequency. So it's your crown chakra. The high C resonates with the crown chakra. So you go from G to low chakra to C to the crown chakra. And so what it is, it's a mini Ripperton sample that she hit, and I think it's Inside Me, in the Inside Me song. And so when she hits that high pitched sound at the end, when she hits that high C, sample that and put it in the back of his song, and so you can hear that resonating. But they would tune their music to that. So when you're dealing with the flower of life, and when you resonate all of the geometric shapes that create the flower of life, just circles. When you hit all the circles, and you combine the frequencies of all those circles, it creates the high C, which is the crown chakra. It's insane. We are literally musical instruments, just resonating vibration back and forth. Your melanin is such a musical instrument. It absorbs everything. It absorbs everything, which is why like a lot of melanated people like to go to sleep with the TV on. What you're doing when the TV, when that light is going, a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't sleep really well when the TV's on." Again, you're not Caucasian people. We are different. Your melanin is absorbing that light and literally storing it for energy for your body. This is right out of this. This is literally right out of this book right here. Melanin absorbs frequency or vibration, heat, sound, and all to energy for your body. If there was no light in the room, if there was no light in your room and you stomped on the ground, that sound, your melanin would stomp and convert it to energy for your body. That's how that's how ill melanin is. So,
let me ask you this, Kev. So they tell us all the time to be careful. You know, we know we're absorbing all this energy due to our melanin. They say stay away from negative people or don't watch negative things on the news because you will internalize that. Now, this Metatron cube, it's a beautiful shape. But now what if it was a distorted shape? Would that be the equivalent to some negative news on TV if we internalize a negative looking shape or distorted shape? Same thing, huh?
Absolutely. Wow. They do, man, symbolism is some real shit with them. They, I mean, so much so, it's so deep in the Caucasian society symbolism that just the lower people of society are super versed in it. Like people who watch movies for a living, who break down movies, because that's where most of the symbolism is. See, I went to film school back in the day, and so they taught a lot of this. That was like my first introduction into symbolism, was in movies, and they taught you that everything you see on screen is there for a reason. That everything that you see there, a person was in charge of putting it there in front of the camera. Either the director told them to do it or the set designer just did it on their own, because a lot of these people you'll see behind the scenes are in secret societies and shit like that. So they'll put the symbols within the scene. Sometimes even the directors don't know. But anytime you see these things within these movies, you know, they're breaking off symbolism, and the movie itself is symbolism. So unless you get super versed in symbolism, you're not going to know what's going on. And that was our main language, was symbolism. That's why you go back and you look at Kemet and you look at Sumeria. You know, you see nothing but symbols on the wall, because symbols, basically those forms hold frequency and vibration. You don't usually have to say anything else after that. So like there's a movie called Red Handed. Man, all y'all got to go check this movie out. This movie wasn't supposed to be known. This is when you're in tune with the universe. When you're in tune, it will send you some shit. So I did a couple of videos on breaking down Saturn, you know, the energy of Saturn and how they worship Saturn in its fall. And we used to worship Saturn at its height, right? And so when they worship in Saturn in its fall, it's the devil, it's Satan, you know, it's the Dark Father, it's Darth Vader. That's where they get all of that shit from. So in this movie Red Handed, I know you guys heard about the pizza, right? I heard about that, right? So that was some real shit. That was really getting ready to get exposed. How it started off was Corey Feldman. So Corey Feldman there was a movie called The Lost Boys back in the day with vampires and shit. Corey Feldman was one of the brothers who were the vampire killers. He had a big career as a kid. He was in the Goonies and all that shit. So he basically had said that him and his homeboy who was in that movie, they were caught up in that ring. So there's a massive trafficking ring that they do with the chillins, and he said that they were a part of that. And so, you know, they got messed up by that their whole life. And he had basically was like, yo, I'm making it my life's mission now to expose that whole ring. I don't care if I die. I don't care what happens. It goes down. That's what's jumping off. Soon as he said that, he had got money because he was going to do it through a documentary. He got funding for that documentary. As soon as he got that money, he did some crowdfunding for that documentary. As soon as he got that money, that's when the Me Too shit happened. That's when literally that Me Too shit came out, and it drowned it out all of the shit that he was saying. He was trying to expose that.
Damn.
So then you start to see them throwing some meat to the wolves, because they had, all right, we got to sacrifice a couple of niggas because we can't let this out the bag. But we got to give them something. So that's when you seen Bill Cosby, and they tried to get Morgan Freeman. That's when you seen what's the boy that do the movies? Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. They threw him to the wolves. So this is those were distractions, because that whole ring it grows when you really start to dissect it. It goes to the politicians and the royal families around the world. As you see, they just disavowed what Prince Andrew or whoever that dude was. They said nah, because he got caught up. He got caught up in the trafficking thing and with the Epstein thing. So they said, "Oh, brother, you two out there. We got to disavow you." They stripped him of his title. They stripped bro of his title. So I'm only saying that to get bring you back to the symbolism thing, because in this movie Red Handed, they show the politicians in Washington D.C. With the child with the child thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that is based on the worship of Saturn or Moloch. They call him Moloch in the movie, and the whole movie starts off explaining Moloch and sacrifice of children to Moloch. Now, if you get in the Bible, if you're some Bible people, Moloch was the god who Abraham was going to sacrifice his kids to in the Bible. And so this is you get the whole sacrifice thing, right? So in that movie, man, they come up on a boat. So there's like three brothers, right? And they live in this small town, and this small town is where they're snatching kids up. But these three brothers are talking, and they come up on a boat, and there's a symbol on the boat. And one of the brothers, who's versed in symbolism, he starts talking about it. And he says, he starts breaking down symbolism and talking about how symbolism, they use symbols as a way to corrupt your will, to corrupt your will against your consent. Because if you don't understand what the symbol means, your subconscious does. Your subconscious is drawing all of this information in and making sense of the vibration. Because the subconscious doesn't need to know, it's not a conscious thing. It knows vibration and frequency.
Right.
So it pull that shit in, and it broke that shit down. And then in the end, one of the politicians in Hollywood was the grand priest of the cult in this cult, and he said the little kids that was getting taken off, he said, "You're going to go to Washington D.C. with me, where you're going to live out your formative years and doing pleasurable acts and some shit. Basically, we gonna do the to you until you grow up, and then we'll sacrifice you." All of y'all got to go see that movie for many reasons, but for the symbolism that they show in that movie, the history of, or the breakdown of symbolism, but also they're showing you the that child that the pizza thing. They're showing you that whole world, and that movie came out in 2019. They just made that movie, and somehow I was just searching one day, and I said, "Let me search for movies with symbolism of Saturn." That's what I did, just out of the blue one day, and that movie popped up. All of y'all, that movie is on Amazon Prime, and it's on YouTube. All of y'all can go watch that movie right now, Amazon Prime and YouTube. But it breaks down symbolism, and so our ancient language, which is what we were doing.
Okay, let me ask you this then. So you say the brain is like a tuning fork. So explain to me the effect of Yo, come on, man. Yo, Kev, you see we pulled it out at the same time?
I didn't see you do that.
I didn't see you either, bro.
I didn't see you do that.
Family. No, family. You see what just happened? You'll see.
They're right.
Bro, that's some sick.
Oh, let me grab
bro, that's energy for you, family. That's your real-time example energy. Yo, me and this dude pulled
being in tune.
Bro, I did my face was down because I'm looking because I got him here.
That's crazy.
So I'm looking
down. I looked over there. When you said that, I didn't see you at all. I reached over there, grabbed him.
Yo, oh shit. Yo, that's synchronicity for real, family. But Kev, so tell me, but this is some real shit, fam. You gotta love this show. You gotta love this show. Kev, tell me, what does this do? And also, this is two forms of technology people are using now in the spiritual community: tuning forks, and people have the
sound bowl. Yeah,
the sound bowl.
You got the gangster joint. So you got the D-boy sound bowl.
You see this? That's what's up. So you got to explain these two instruments on our instrument, or how does it affect us, my brother?
Well, it helps to elevate your vibration. So depending on what vibration you get within the bowl or your tuning forks. So when I say your brain is a tuning fork, these are what you can actually use to tune your body. This is what this is. If your body's out of vibration or out of harmony with certain things, so this is the base. If this is the base one you should have right here, the very first one. This is Om. All right, this is the base vibration throughout the universe. Is Om. All planets and everything vibrate to Om. This is why you see all the ancients used to vibrate and all that shit. So right here. So the difference between these two right here, one is to tune. This one doesn't have what this is called. This is called a drum, right? The ones without the drum tunes your electromagnetic field. Remember, everything has a vibration and frequency. So does your field, your electromagnetic field. And if you're out of harmony, that's actually when you get sick, is when your vibration is off, when it's out of harmony. So if you get pain in a certain part of your body, that pain means that you're on wherever that pain is, that vibration is off with the rest of the resonant frequency of your body. So all you want to do is tune your body all to one frequency, and then that pain will leave. I've done this so many times. Like my shoulder will hurt. You hit there. And so with the one with the drum is to tune your body. You actually put it on the body part because it has a deeper or more dense vibration that your body can feel. You put it here. If you put it on, this is insane. Right here, the third eye. Tune with the third eye. Heart chakra. Put it everywhere. Tune with the whole body. It's insane. Wherever you feel pain, or if you just want to just make sure that you're in harmony throughout the day, throughout the week, sit for about 5 minutes and tune your body. The crazy thing, I'll hit y'all to some game right here. If you get some headphones, you turn the headphones on. Don't connect them to anything. So when they're on, when you turn your headphones on, the mics are on, or the speakers, are on when they're right. So if you put this on and you tap this and you put it on here, this amplifies the vibration tenfold. It's like being in a sound temple, a sound chamber. Your whole body feels that shit. It's incredible. The best ones I found is this small, cheap ass one off of YouTube. I know everybody got headphones, but it doesn't work as well with expensive headphones because the headphone has more metal, it's denser. If y'all want to get the super experienced vibration, I don't even know what this is called, but right there, that's off of YouTube. These are about $20. And I use these only for meditation because it amplifies the vibration of the tuning fork tenfold. It's insane.
Yo, Kev, you want to hear something interesting? I use these when I'm meditating. These are like just AirPods, and I put them in my ear. And when I say my affirmations or whatever I say, it amplifies it because there's no external noise from outside. Right. So I put these in my ear, and when I say my affirmations, or even if I breathe, Kev, if I breathe, the shit sound like I'm on the beach or something. Yes. You can hear the roar. You know. Right. Yo, Kev, we on the same frequency right now, my brother. Family, we giving y'all our tricks. We giving y'all the tricks of the trade. Dude, like family, I meditate with these on to block out everything, and it, like the brother said, amplifies everything.
Everything. Total immersion in the vibration. This is what we used to do when we built temples. So back in the day when we built temples, the temple was created to where when you created the vibration would go out, hit off of the wall, and then bounce right back into your body. This is why most of the temples were stone, because stone is one of the greatest conductors of vibration.
Stone is one of the greatest conductors.
Yeah, stone is one of the greatest, rock stone is one of the greatest conductors of vibration. So that's why all those temples are like that. And when we would sit, there's one that they found in the Aztec, where it's crazy, where all of the walls, the way the walls are concave, all of the vibration reflects right to the center where they would sit, and you would do your meditation, whatever, and they would clang their tunes, and that vibration would go out, amplify off the wall, and then boom, come right back in tune. We was on some serious shit because we understood the base essence of the universe, vibration and frequency. When you understand that, everything is possible, because now all you're doing, you're not trying to reach and attain something. Everything that you want is right fucking here. You just need to tune yourself to it.
Facts.
That's all that shit is.
Man.
And get all the things that help with vibration. Now they also help amplify. These are orgone pyramids. This was created by the orgone. It wasn't created, but it was rediscovered by this German scientist named Wilhelm Reich. And these basically help to amplify the electromagnetic field, so they convert energy. They can draw in negative or harmful vibrations and frequency. They're made out of, this is like gold and tourmaline and all kind of stuff in here. It has a crystal. You have a crystal and then with a copper wire wrapped around it. So these are conducting. This is not a game. This is seriously the power of vibration conducts superconductivity. But what it is, it draws in the negative vibration, converts it back out to positive frequency, and puts it out. So if you got a lot of electronics in your house, then you need to have a bunch of these, especially with the nickel G that they just released. All of that stuff is in. When I first got these, just to let y'all know how ill this shit is. When I first got these, here's my other super joint right here. When I got these, I was losing Wi-Fi power like that. I was constantly. I had to literally move. I had to move all of these pyramids to the back room. So whenever I do a live stream or broadcast, I have to put these pyramids away, because sometimes the frequency or the shit drops. The signal drops. That's how powerful this shit is. Everyone should have about 3 or 4 of these and set them up as a grid in your house, especially with this nickel G. You got to fight back against. You got to fight back against this stuff. We're not powerless. We had all the information that they're using. We all had it first. And so, especially with your melanin, man, your melanin puts you in a different space than everything. You're
a different league. You in a different league.
Completely different league. Because what most people don't understand is your melanin is an intelligence. It's an intelligence. It thinks on its own. I'm telling you this.
Now, what, Kev? What do you here? Kev, what melanin are you talking about? Is this neuromelanin? Is this because everything has melanin?
You have all melanin. All melanin. So we have 2 types of melanin. Caucasians have 1, and most of them they have 1. You'll find some with 2. Any Caucasians who can tan, they have external melanin. They just have to reach something that's a catalyst to produce it. But you have, external melanin or skin melanin, eumelanin, then you have neuromelanin, which is what your cells and your nervous system is coated in melanin. So everyone has melanin. You couldn't live without melanin. Your cells, that's how they send information back and forth to each other, is through the melanin. So, this is the difference though is this external melanin. It's like having a small transistor radio and a big ass boom box sitting on your, you know what I'm saying? Radio Raheem. There's a difference between Radio Raheem and you have one of these little transistors. But so that's the difference. And your melanin can do so much. It's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. This is why they have to try to poison us so goddamn much, because your melanin is constantly saving your ass. Whatever negative shit or toxins that you get in your body, your melanin takes that, binds it up, and then pushes it to, wherever you excrete, your bowels or your kidneys, and holds it so that it doesn't harm the rest of the body. This is how smart your melanin is. It's off the chain. But again, it's also that superconductor, which is why you see when we're on the basketball court and we're rolling down and you see the no-look pass, where do you think the no-look pass came from? The no-look pass. We knew he was there. We're superconducting. If we're both on the same vibration and frequency, I know what I'm about to do. He know what I'm about to do. We don't got to look at each other. It's literally vibration. That's what that shit is.
It's like Stevie don't have to see the piano, but he knows the vibration.
He knows the vibration. Exactly. Now I heard that Stevie can see, but that's another.
Shit.
Shit. We heard Stevie can see a little bit, but that's a legend.
Indeed. Shout out to Stevie Wonder, all the wonderful music he channeled,
absolutely.
all the wonderful music he channeled. So Kev, what would you say to somebody who there's a lot of people we took mental health is a big topic right now in society, and people are suffering from anxiety and extremely negative thoughts. So the thoughts aren't with them. They're not these thoughts are something that they are channeling from outside.
Yeah, they're channeling these things in. If you can literally, this is where the science of transmutation, or you get into Kabbalion. Everybody, you guys should get the Kabbalion. If you don't have it, I got hundreds and hundreds of books in here. If I had to keep one book, it would be the Kabbalion.
The Kabbalion, okay.
Kabbalion. And then, funny thing, this would be the second book I would keep. This would be the second book I would keep. But the Kabbalion, it breaks down transmutation, which is, this is where you get alchemy from. Alchemy was literally the true alchemy was the changing of where you get it from. Is the science of carbon, right? That's what alchemy truly was. The physical science of alchemy was the science of carbon, changing the electron of carbon. If you change this is science, and if you change the electron of carbon, you can make anything. That's why this is how they get 50 million things today. They're putting carbon bonds together, right? You can take carbon and because carbon is so stable, you can put carbon together with anything. And once you get it together, it's magnetized. It wants to go together. It wants to attract. Literally, we're carbon, melanated people. This is why they have to keep us apart, because we want to come together. And when we do come together, we're the strongest bond, just like carbon is. But that's them keeping us apart. And they understand that science. But I lost my train of thought on the carbon thing. What was I saying right before that?
I forgot again because I'm paying attention to what you're saying.
It's all good.
But
damn. What was I talking about?
If y'all could help the brother out, let me know.
Yeah, because I got on the carbon thing, because that's important. That's deep inside the melanin. But damn, what was I talking about?
So let me ask you this. Maybe this is a jogging memory. I don't even know if I can ask this because YouTube be on some shit. I'm about to ask you how does the 5G affect melanin? Just be careful with your answer, because
that's all I was going.
Okay,
I'm gonna get into that.
Just be careful how you be strategic. They hit your channel up. They took that channel that had 107,000 off. I don't know what it was up to on your channel. Remember the video?
Yeah, the
Grand Conjunction
of the conjunction video.
Yeah.
They took that shit
crazy, man.
Yeah, they snatched that video. Damn, where was I? I was really about to get to a point about that carbon shit, but
was you talking about the Kabbalion or?
Oh, the Kabbalion. My bad. Thank you.
Yeah.
So transmutation.
Thank you. Got it.
That's what I want to talk about. So alchemy is the science. The physical alchemy is the science of changing the electron of carbon into something else, right? This is what they get science today. That's the base science of what they have today. What they called alchemy in the past was changing base metals into gold, right? This is the changing iron or lead into gold. This is what Caucasians thought alchemy was. This is what they were trying to. This is what Caucasians thought it was. But the true alchemy is spiritual alchemy. It's changing your lower vibration, changing yourself from a lower vibration or lower frequency to a higher frequency, right? And that's basically just by if you're in a negative vibration, who says you have to be on that negative vibration? You're constantly channeling that energy. If you think about this, if you've been angry or pissed, and then you focus on something good, like some good shit happened, it's literally taking your mind off of the bad shit that happened. But that's because whatever was good was a higher vibration at that time than the bad shit you were feeling. It's the same thing. You choose whenever mind state you're in, you choose to be in that state. You can mentally transmute that energy into something else and not be in that state. So when we're constantly, and this is what you're talking about mental health, that's why we were on this. You're talking about mental health. When we're in these negative and these down states and things like that, we're constantly thinking about it. So that's a constant repetitive motion. It's a constant drum beat. Think it's a rhythm. When you're constantly thinking about it, what is if I hit at the same time, the same point, that's a rhythm. So when you're doing that, you're creating a song of negativity within your body by thinking like that all the time. So all you have to do is channel or transmute that energy into a higher vibration, a frequency, something that resonates with you on a positive level, something that motivates you, that makes you happy, or something like that, and see watch that negative vibration leave. Even if no matter how pissed you are, no matter what, how many times has somebody been super angry or pissed, and then that little cute baby face run up to them, and no matter how pissed they was, but nigga, that shit is gone.
Right. Facts.
This little munchkin right here is the only thing that exists, and that's because that little munchkin's vibration is way higher than the bullshit you were on right before you started vibrating on this right here. So it's the same thing. You have that same power within your body to transmute. You just choose. We choose because we're not taught, and sometimes this is conditioning. We're not taught to transmute or change those vibrations. We're taught whenever you were in this negative state that this is what this is. This is your fault. And it is kind of your fault, but only because you're thinking that way. If you choose to think a different way, your energy of the vibration will change. It's that simple. And this is what the ancients tried to teach us. Very simple science and very simple information. Matter of fact, they tried to show that. Did you see the Eternals?
Yeah, I just seen it last week. Yeah.
Okay, this is ill. If y'all breaking down the Eternals, the Eternal shit is ill. I'm about to give a breakdown on that real quick. So the Eternals, you have something called the Celestials in the Eternal mythology, right? The Celestials are like the gods. Basically, they create suns and planets and shit like that, and galaxies, right? So the Celestials created. Basically, what they do is they move around after they create planets. They embed themselves as a seed in one of the planets so that another celestial can grow. Once that celestial, but how they grow is as they're growing within the planet, the consciousness of the planet has to rise to a certain level. The celestial feeds off the high consciousness of the people on that planet, and then the celestial is able to be birthed. But when that celestial is birthed, that planet dies. Right. So that's the story. I'm sorry if y'all didn't see the Celestial. My bad. I was going spoiler alert. So that was the science of in the Eternals, right? So, but how it goes is they took this directly from the ancient Anunnaki science. So Jack Kirby, who created the Celestial, or created the Eternals, he was a Sumerologist and an Egyptologist. Basically, Jack Kirby created pretty much every damn superhero you see today in Marvel and DC. He was both. He created both. Which y'all know is Stan Lee. Stan Lee was only Marvel. Jack Kirby was both DC and Marvel. So he created all these motherfuckers. So, and he said that he created the superheroes off the Neteru of ancient Kemet. But he also, when you go into this, what is the Eternals? Where are they dealing? Where are they in the Eternals? In Mesopotamia. Where are they at in Mesopotamia? Right there in front in Sumer. There when you see it, if you've seen the movie, they're right there in Sumer. Who was one of the Celestials? His name is Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is one of the, you go back and you watch through these Sumerian tablets of creation. You got the Enuma Elish tablets of creation and the Gilgamesh epics, which is the story of the flood. So Gilgamesh comes right out of the Sumerian. They literally taking this right from your history. And Gilgamesh in the movie was the strongest. He was the strongest Eternal, physically strongest, right? So the Eternals. So basically, what the Celestials did, they created some cats called the Deviants. The Deviants were supposed to take out anything that was trying to kill the humans on the planet, so that the humans' consciousness could grow and feed the Celestial growing within the planet, right? But the Deviants was like, fuck that, we're gonna kill all the humans too. So we'll keep the Celestials, we'll keep y'all niggas asleep, we'll kill the humans, and we'll be the rulers of this planet. So then the Celestials was like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna create somebody called the Eternals to take y'all niggas out, and then then that can restore balance to the planet. The human's consciousness can grow and feed the celestial growing in the planet. Now, the celestial growing within the planet was called Tiamat. Tiamat with a U, not an A, but Tiamat is Tiamat. That's straight from Sumerian. That was what the planet was called.
Right. Before it was called Earth. It was called
before it was called Earth. It was Tiamat. Then Nibiru, which is with the Anunnaki, the ship the Anunnakis were on. They came within the solar system. They got too close to Tiamat, cracked it. Part of it became the moon and the asteroid belt. Then the other half became what we know now as Ki or Earth. So remember, this is right out of Sumerian code. They named
Earth used to be called Ki or Tiamat.
Ki. So it was Tiamat. Tiamat was the name of the planet as a whole. After it was cracked, excuse me, after it was cracked in half, and the half that other half of the planet, it became Ki after that. So that's why you got Anunnaki. So Anunnaki is those who came to Earth from Saturn. Really, they say from heaven, but Anu is actually Saturn, or An or Anu in ancient Sumeria was Saturn. So it's those who came to Earth from Saturn, which is crazy. But yeah. So in the movie though, you have one of the Eternals is an alchemist. Her name is Circe. She can change frequency. She can change matter into vibration of one matter into one vibration into another. Basically, little alchemy, right? So she basically the Eternals were left to guard the humans. Supposedly they fell in love with the humans and want to help the humans, right? So they want to save us from Tiamat, who's growing in the planet, because when the celestial grows in the planet, it destroys the planet. So now they want to save all the humans. So they don't. How they do that is she's supposed to be the most powerful Eternal. When Tiamat is growing out of the ocean, she touches Tiamat and then she transmutes him. Now this is the ill shit. Remember, Tiamat grows. He gets to birth level from feeding off the high consciousness level. Once the consciousness level has become high enough on the planet, he's able to feed off of that. Then he grows out of it, right? As he's growing out of the planet, he's gold. Gold represents higher consciousness, enlightenment, in symbolism. Whenever you see anything light, gold, anything within movies, it represents consciousness, or enlightenment. So the celestial growing out of the water, he's enlightened. He's straight gold. She touches him and turns the nigga into marble. To a low vibration. Basically took the nigga's consciousness down from a high consciousness, took the nigga's consciousness down to a low consciousness.
Crazy.
Went the other way. So transmutation. So that's a lot of the symbolism within the Eternals. But man, y'all don't get on this symbolism. Y'all gonna get y'all left behind on this shit.
Man, I wanna thank everybody for tuning in. I want to take a couple of questions from the people before we get out of here. Once again, we got about 1,400 people in the chat room. So I need all of y'all to hit that like button. Everybody needs to hit that like button so we continue to grow this channel. I'm at 300,000 subscribers. We got to we got to know the tricks, the algorithm tricks, and hitting that like button is one of them. I see all of y'all saying how much y'all enjoy the broadcast tonight. I'm very happy. I suggest that y'all make a donation to the Cash App. $ Black Magic 363. It's important that you support the networks, the channels that support you. And this information, this is life-changing information, family. Your life is going to change once you know how to work your brain and the organs. Isn't it funny how the parts of our body are called our musical instruments, like the organs, or or the eardrum, or you know what I'm saying?
Because they are literally, your eardrum is resonating vibration. And that's all. That's exactly what that shit is doing. Even your bones conduct vibration. They call it bone conductivity. When you can't hear, when someone is born deaf, how they help make people hear, they create a little vibration thing and they put it on the bone of your skull, the base bone. So that vibration resonates through your skull, the bone in your skull, and you can actually hear. It's called bone resonance.
Get it. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, I'm just saying it's called bone resonance, and it because you are a giant tuning fork. You are one giant musical instrument. And I wanted everybody to really get on this brother, Maxwell Chikumbutu, because we gotta protect that brother. I don't think I stressed enough how ill this brother with this brother's invention is. This brother has created free energy. He has created a way to convert radio frequency. I don't know if y'all know what that is. That's radio frequency is everywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere, all around you. He can just literally put this on, take the radio frequency out of the air and convert it to electricity. That's insane. That is something Tesla was talking about, and they smoked Tesla over back in the day because they didn't want him putting out free energy. Like, nigga, free? Nigga, hey, lost your damn mind, nigga. So all the money we put into this grid. Yeah. So watch out for this brother, man, because he created the generator a while back, and it was bigger. But why he's getting so much press right now is he converted it to this small little thing. Now this is just within the last couple of days they released this. He created this small little thing that you can place on anything and power it with radio frequency. That is ill. Now, and remember, and the illest part is that this brother he's not even elected. He has no knowledge or no formal knowledge of electricity or conduct, none of that shit. He said it was sent from God. No, you are God. He's God.
Woo. Talk to him.
He's God, and he literally channeled that damn shit, because what he did was he didn't learn formally, but what he did is he went out and started learning about it on his own, literally creating the synapse, the vibration, that brain fiber, as for another, because it's also called the brain fiber for the layman. Synapse or brain fiber. He created that synapse to channel the information on that subject, and he literally created something that no one else, even Tesla, hadn't created it like that. When he was on free energy, but he didn't create a device to do it yet like that. This dude has created a fucking device that can literally turn your TV on, anything on. He can power boats, helicopters, all kind of shit. So I just wanted to put the spotlight on that brother. There you go, Maxwell Chikumbutu. So let's get this brother famous, so that he's too famous for them to take it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we're gonna get to just a couple of questions, family. I see they keep asking me to shout out to Marcus Brown, sent the cat chat. They keep asking me to chat to hit the soundboard one more time. So I'm gonna have to hit the before we get to the questions, family. I'm gonna hit the soundboard for y'all.
Go ahead. What frequency is that? Nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 432.
Oh, here, like these are 432.
Yeah. So you hit that. Let me hit this one more time for them, Kev, right?
Sure.
All right. So we're gonna get to some questions. Shout out to the sister Kafunya, who inspired me.
What up, Kafunya?
Yeah, Kafunya, yeah. Yeah, she inspired me to get the singing bowl. So let's get to a couple of questions. Make sure y'all research that gentleman, Maxwell Chikumbutso. All right?
That's right.
All right, let's get to a couple of questions. Let me see what y'all talking about. Somebody says, what you think about them saying they're not going to be no more gas cars after 2030?
They have the technology for that now. They've already had the technology for that. So I don't think that's true, because you're gonna have to do away with all the oil companies. So the oil cartel is not giving up on that anytime soon. What I would say is you're going to have more of a choice of non-gas cars by 2030, but it's still going to be gas cars by 2030 because it's too much money that they're making off of fossil fuels. But it eventually will die out. It's not going to be around for that much longer.
Okay. Zach is asking, what are Mr. Nagas' thoughts on the key of C major? I believe it is the most evil key. C major is not evil, you know.
There's no vibration.
It's not evil.
It's if it resonates with you or not. That's true. That's truly what it is. Like, so take heavy metal music, right? To us, we be like, nigga, fuck that shit. Like, nigga, fuck. Get a Caucasian in there. Them motherfuckers, they'll be meditating to it. And we fucking be pissed if you fucking interrupt. What the fuck you want, man?
Nigga said they was better.
I'm trying to meditate, bro. Fuck. And them motherfuckers be in there. So again, the keys is just whether you resonate with it or not. That's my thought on it.
Man, you a part-time comedian, man.
No.
Oh man. Redtail wants to know what's a good place to buy tuning forks from.
I was given a couple, but I got these off Amazon. Just make sure. So what you want, what I have, you just want the right vibration. So I have 432, 528 heart. So these are probably the highest ones I have is 963. This is crown chakra. And 639. So these are crazy. You meditate to these, and the frequency lasts for so long. Like when you usually hit a tuning fork, that vibration dies down pretty quick, unless it's 432 or 639. So excuse me, 432, 639, or 963. And remember, these all come out to 9. I basically bought tuning forks in denomination of 9. This is 999. This one is 999. That's off the chain. But again, to tune your body, the very first one you want, this is going to tune your body to the frequency of the universe. This is 136.1 ohm. All right, make sure everybody should have an ohm tuning fork. And the second one is 432. All right. These are the two base ones you want to have. And when you put them together, you'll see how they resonate in harmony too. It's crazy, especially if you put the headphones on and you put both on top. Oh my God. They work so perfectly in harmony. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. You get drunk almost doing these. So yeah, I got Amazon.
Mr. Mindo Vermati said something deep. He said they use this as instruments for their intents. That's what they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes. We're the vibrational people. Anything that they need to pop off, they got to get us involved. They have to use our energy because we're the biggest conductors and emitters of frequency. So they got to get us involved. We just don't know that, or we channel it into places that doesn't give that energy back.
Yo, you know what I said, Kev? This is just my personal opinion. I thought about it, and I was like, just understanding the science of us channeling and us being superconductors and semiconductors, and them using us as instruments. The whole Black Lives Matter thing, when we were saying I can't breathe, that mantra, I believe that we help usher in what we call C19.
Man,
because that we bought that shit was the most powerful thing for years. All you heard was I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Then a year later, can't nobody motherfucking breathe on the planet. So they say,
Yep.
So I feel like our intent, our energy
Moved us right into that consciousness.
Yeah, man. That was
Moved
our
us right
energy
into
that brought this, man.
Man.
And you know, the conscious community warned them. They say, yo, that's a negative mantra. What the
It
fuck we
is.
doing saying that shit?
Straight
We're
up.
not supposed to be saying I can't breathe. And we was chanting that shit with all the heart and soul out there, Kev.
Yep.
Crazy,
And,
man.
and I'm gonna give you some. When you participate in that vibration of death, it will come up on you. Like Tupac, like Biggie. They spoke about dying all the time.
All the time.
All the
Facts.
fucking I mean, when you catch yourself up in that frequency, it's going to catch you, you know, eventually. So, you know, you have to putting out the right frequency that which you want, you know, to come back is of the utmost importance, because you are a superconductor. You, especially melanated people, highly melanated people, you affect everything around you because everything else has melanin. Everything in the universe has melanin. If you see it with color, it has melanin. They call in this book, they call everything melanin. They call every fucking thing melanin, unless it doesn't have color. Salt, they call salt melanin. On a scientific scale, salt is melanin, meaning the pink Himalayan salt that you get, this pink Himalayan salt, that's the color that you see in there is melanin, which is why they give you white salt. They washed all the goddamn they washed all the minerals
out of the salt.
So basically, the white salt that you see, 94% of that salt, the white table salt you see in the world, goes to produce things like tables and couches and shit like that. That's one of the main ingredients in matter, in materials. And so
I ain't know that. Wow, that's deep. Salt.
Oh yeah. Salt is an industrial chemical to make shit. It ain't for you to consume. It's sodium chloride. So your body doesn't really register the sodium chloride. It registers as a toxin, which is why it's really bad for you to eat table salt. And when you eat too much of it, your body pulls water out of its cell and tries to dilute the salt in your body, push it to the surface of the skin. So people who eat a lot of salt, you have something called edema, where you can squeeze your arm and it leaves fingerprints. That's because your body's it's overloaded with salt and it's retaining water. So that's because you're eating bad salt.
Right.
This type of salt, this is the pink Himalayan salt. It has 84 minerals in each grain, and so this is what we're supposed to be consuming, because you are supposed to eat salt.
But the Bible says, "Ye are the salt of the earth," right?
Yeah, yes, we are the salt of the earth. Your body is saline solution. When we say we're 75-80% water, yes, but it's salt water. Your saline solution. So unless you don't have salt in your body can't send signals back and forth through the nervous system. So that's another reason why a lot of us break down, is because we're eating the artificial salt, and that shit it hardens your arteries, it hardens nerves. Table salt is completely evil, and they knew that when they knew that shit when they created table salt to kill you. So
leave that shit alone, family.
Hell yeah.
Kev, let me ask this one, Kev. Cynthia wants to know, what frequency would you play for someone in the hospital for a brain injury to help heal the brain and to stimulate?
432.
Okay.
432 and ohm. I would do 432 and ohm. 432 is the healing frequency. It repairs DNA and all that type of stuff. So this is what all of the ancients used to tune all of the musical instruments to. It was all 432. So then now it's tuned to 440. Most musical instruments are tuned to 440, which it disrupts the frequency in your body. So 432, that's a super frequency. That's a super healing frequency within the body.
Okay. Zay Preem says, what are Kev's thoughts on going to bed with positive affirmation audio while you sleep?
Absolutely. Your subconscious is hearing that. Your subconscious is picking that shit up, and then it manifests within the consciousness. So absolutely, just like you can, negative things that you don't know that's in your that you're picking up with symbolism and all that shit, it manifests within your consciousness. So does positive things. Absolutely, bro. You go to sleep, positive affirmations in the background, tones. Go to sleep to these tones. There are many things that you can go to with tones. There's an app, man. Let me see this app. This app is called, hold on. This is one of the best. This is one of the dopest apps that I've seen. It helps you create sounds and shit like wind chimes and all of that shit. Where'd it go? Damn, where's my music? Oh, here we go. So it's called Relax. Hold on, it's loading. I didn't have it on, so it's low. I'll tell you when it loads. But this app, you can create your own meditative sounds within the apps. So it has like hundreds of sounds, from rain to wind blowing, wind chimes, ohm sounds. And so you can combine whatever sounds you want within the app to create your own meditative frequency. It's insane. Completely unique to yourself. It is absolutely incredible, especially when you're trying to meditate and you created your own sound and energy music to meditate to. Man, that's one of the illest things. I don't know why it's taking so long to load, but once it load, load before we get off this thing, I'll tell you what it is.
All right, we're gonna get to 2 more questions, then we're gonna get out of here, family. What part does the sun play in raising vibrations?
Well, the sun, all the frequency, that energy that comes from the sun. So you can meditate within the sun. There's something called sunrise meditation and sundown meditation as well. But we get all of this energy, the frequency that we get from is coming from the sun. So again, though, it's all your consciousness. You can place it on the sun, but basically the sun is just energy for you to use to help you. You are God. I just want everybody to understand this. You are God. You can do whatever you want within this universe if you understand how to do it. You just need the correct blueprint on how to do whatever you need to do. So you meditating within the sun, when you're meditating and you want the sun to help raise your vibration in your consciousness, do it consciously. Tell the sun that you're pulling in this energy to help vibrate or elevate your consciousness. I've done that all the time. I go to Sedona, and I sit on it's called something called Bell Rock. If you've been to Sedona, if y'all haven't gotten to Sedona, everybody in here, y'all need to get to Sedona. That's one of our places that we created, the Aboriginals. Super high frequency vortexes all over that place. But on the top of the mountain, you do it's something called sunrise meditation that people do, and so it's incredible. That sunrise, when you're up that high, because it's so high above, so high above the sea level, man. When you do meditation on top of a mountain that high within the sun, it does help elevate your consciousness. But you do that though. You consciously are doing that, but also just not by thought. You have to go out and do the work to help elevate your consciousness. You have to get in information that's on a higher vibrational level that you are currently on now, and that's how you do that.
Just wanted to let everybody know Kev's channel is Real Nagas on YouTube. So thank you, Travion, for putting that, Travion Lamar. But make sure y'all go subscribe to Real Nagas. That's where the brother has his channel, and he has a lot of videos on there, family, a whole lot. All right.
Appreciate you.
We're going to do 2 more questions, y'all. Yeah. Ask Kev what are his thoughts on the metaverse.
My thoughts on the metaverse. This is my thoughts on the metaverse. You better fucking get in. You better master that shit before it takes over the world and masters you. That's my thoughts on it. The word success. The etymology of the word success means what comes next. We don't ever think about what comes next. Melanated people, we always think about what the hell happened before. Always. Yeah. Nigga, you did that shit to me last week, nigga. Or 2. Nigga, remember that shit you did to me 2 years ago, nigga? Hey, nigga, I ain't forgot that shit, nigga. Hey, where my money, nigga? Huh? So always on back there. Even now, and we do that because we're taught to worship our ancestors and all that type of stuff. So we should be focused on a certain level or certain aspect of the past. But truly what our ancestors were talking about we're constantly in movement, moving forward. That's why you saw the ancient Cymatics, you saw them with the foot moving forward, because you're constantly in motion. It was always 1 foot. When you see them standing, it's 1 foot moving forward, because you are not standing still. The universe doesn't stand still. It's in constant motion. So success means what comes next, right? So this is why Caucasians are always winning, because they're always focused on the next thing. What do they do? When they pull out a goddamn phone, when they put out a phone, they put that phone out with all the glitches in the world. They working on 2.0.
Yeah.
They working on the next. You fuck around with this fuckery, nigga. This bullshit phone, nigga. I'm working on the next one, and then the next one after that, and the next one after that. But we don't do that. You know, this is the one thing where we fail. So the metaverse is that next plane, right? It's the next form of what's going to go on. It's internet 3.0. So get on that. We've missed the first 2 phases of it. We didn't.
I was telling them that we was none but consumers. We was none but consumers. The first 2 phases of the internet.
We missed the first 2 goddamn phases. This is the 3rd phase. I'm telling you, these Caucasians are all on this shit, man. This shit allows you to do so much shit. And the thing is, you don't have to get caught up in it. Everything in moderation. Don't spend your whole goddamn day in the goddamn thing. But you can be in there. You know, you can be in there a few times a week, and it helps to connect. Because right now, because we're so disaggregated, especially what they're trying to do with separate there, this is a way for you to connect with people on a different level. You can be in rooms with people. You can have like 15, 20 people in a room, all with, you got your, with your avatars now. Excuse me, and being there, you can watch when they talk about movie watch parties and shit like that. You can have, if we all wanted to be in the room and watch that movie I was talking about, Red Handed, we could all be in there together. Anybody, I can invite like 20 people into the room, and we could do a movie, we could do a watch, and I could break down the symbolism just for the people in there on the VR shit. That's incredible shit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So doing stuff like that where we can connect on, certain levels where we would never be able to connect. We need this. I'm telling you, we take their technology and figure out the dope shit to do with it. That's what we do. That's why, oh, nigga, you made it. All right, well, nigga, watch what I do with this shit, nigga. I'm about to freak this shit. I'm about to put some rims on that bitch, nigga. I'm about to fake this shit, nigga. It's gonna be ghost color, nigga.
Look what we did to the turntables. Look what we did with that.
Look what we did to auto-tune. Auto-tune, the nigga who created auto-tune, this is Caucasian dude who created auto-tune. He has a video on YouTube when he talks about when he created it. He only created it because he's an engineer. He only created it for you to go in and be able to fix your voice on a song when you're doing the engineering after you record. He said he never figured that cats would be able to do what they're doing now. Right. Take it in and created a whole goddamn genre of music out of this shit. So
indeed.
We're always freaking technology. So this should be no different. On that shit. I put it, you can see I got a video on my channel right now of me VR boxing. On the thing. So man, it just on the minor scale, if it's hard for you to exercise, this has so many games to exercise. You can get off the couch and just start moving in your house. The boxing games to me are the best, but they got all kinds of things that simulate boxing and squatting. And man, this thing, get on this shit. Don't let it run you. You run it.
It's the same way with TV. Don't be a couch potato. Like we take everything and we do excessive shit with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't. Right now, somebody's on Instagram arguing for hours with somebody else in the comment section. Don't do dumb shit like that. So it's like the technology is like what we make of it. It's not evil or sinister. It's what like it's do with it. Yeah. So
the fear is going to kill you more than anything else. Fear is a very slow. This is scientifically they measured. Fear is a very slow vibration. And talking about your DNA has 64 antennae on your DNA, right? Only 22 are turned on. And so in the science, they went and they put your DNA in this is a scientific experiment. They put DNA inside of a vacuum, and then they ran the vibration of love and frequency and fear through the vacuum. The fear vibration moves very slow. It's a very slow, long wave. It touched very little points on the DNA, if any at all. But the love vibration that moves, that shit just moves like that. It was bing, 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 bing. It was just turning on all points of on the DNA. So whenever you let fear be your motivator, you're going to be disconnected. You're turning parts of the connection to the universe off. So
facts.
Never give in to fear. If they were introduce some shit, don't be like, oh man, that shit is they gonna use that shit to kill us, nigga. I ain't fucking with that shit. Fuck that. Take that shit, break it apart, figure out how they use that shit, and then turn it back up. That's how you do that shit.
That's facts. I want to give a shout out to I just seen Black Dot. Shout out to Urban X TV. Make sure
what up?
Yeah, make sure y'all watch the brother Urban X TV, Black Dot
and Malcolm.
And Malcolm, yes. The
y'all
best
get at me, man.
The best father-son duo on the internet.
Malcolm, I do want you to get at me, man. I want to talk to you about some stuff, but absolutely, man. I love him. I love Black Dot. You just as crazy as me. That's what
y'all similar.
Black Dot, you crazy as me. Fuck with that all day, Black Dot.
Oh man, that's my brother. Black Dot's gonna be on next week, y'all. I talked to Dot last week. Black Dot will be on next week. We're gonna have an amazing build. I just got to figure out exactly what I want to talk about with the brother, but he will be on next week, family. Let's take one last question. Oh, they keep asking about, I'm sorry, family, about the app. What was the app? Did it come up? You was trying to load up an app on your phone?
Oh my bad.
The meditation app.
Oh, my bad. Here we go. Yeah, it's
sorry about that, family. Got so involved in the conversation, having a good time.
It's called Better Sleep.
Better Sleep.
Mm-hmm. Better Sleep.
All right.
This is an app that when you download that, I'm gonna give you guys another one, but yeah, it's called Better Sleep, and then when you do that, it helps you to create all different types of sounds and shit's crazy, man. There was another one too, but damn, I can't find it. But that one is Better Sleep, and so absolutely use that. Everybody use that. It is dope as hell. You can pay. You know, it has free sound. It has, when you get downloaded, it's free. And so it has free sounds that you can just use. But if you want to unlock other sounds, wind chimes, and crazy shit. So,
I got, because you into the martial arts and everything. I gotta show you. Wait, hold on. Let me put this. I'm doing it wrong. You could. I've been showing this to everybody because I'm so moved by the energy of this statue that I just been showing it. So they like, we're just gonna show that statue. Yo, so I found this in the store. This one, it got a certain energy to it, and it got more Africoid features than some of the ones you see in the stores out there.
Right.
So is it? I think it's from Cambodia. I think. Well, I think this one.
We are the Asiatics.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's all us, man. When you see them kink, see them spirals on the top of their head there, man. All that when they be having, when you see the Buddhas and the spirals, that's the kink hair. Yes. When they call kink, what they call kink hair, but that's the spiral hair of the universe. When you see those Buddhas and all that type of shit, that's where the Naga. That's my name, Naga.
Naga, right? Exactly.
That's where that shit comes from. The Naga gods.
I keep this with me when I do my shows. Now, I love the energy of this statue right here. I had to get it. And something, family, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Part of the reason why I'm successful, if something resonates with you, get it. Don't say I don't have enough money. If it resonates with you, you're always going to have enough money, and more money is going to flow to you. If it resonates with you, family, don't hold back because it may cost $20, $100, $200. If it resonates with you, you got to get it. Like this resonated with me. And a part of my ego said, "Nigga, you gonna spend all that money on it?" Because I think they charged me like $200 for this or something like that. So part of me, part of me is still like,
it's worth it.
Part of me still like, nigga, 200, nigga. Come on, nigga.
That's worth it though, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? But I got it.
And I think it's worth it. That is worth it.
I've been using it mostly every day, family. So if it resonates with you, don't hold back, family. You're gonna end up cheating yourself. But listen, Kev, man, we still got about 1,400 people. But I got to get out of here, family. But man, this was a fun show, man.
So I do want to say, because I know I've sent you the stuff for the Know Your Rights Foundation, the Know Your Rights and stuff. So we opened up the Know Your Rights Foundation, everybody, and so this is where our mission is to educate. We're trying to get 1 million Johnny Cochrans out here because y'all don't know what Johnny Cochran was. Johnny Cochran was the smartest lawyer in America, and he was a brother. And they took him out the game because he was an activist and because he knew criminal law. And so, just to give you a perspective, less than 4% of the lawyers in America are melanated. Less than 4%. And most of those lawyers are entertainment lawyers, corporate lawyers, tax lawyers and shit like that. So very few melanated people are involved in criminal law, which is why we don't know anything, which is why we get smashed all the time. Just to give you an example, that percentage works out to about a little over the 50 to 60,000 lawyers in America are melanated, as opposed to like there's like almost 2 million lawyers in America, but only 50 to 60,000 of them are melanated. And then you take most of those are entertainment, corporate, tax attorneys. So, but Johnny Cochran, he was a master of criminal law, like a master of criminal law. Got Tupac off, got Michael Jackson off, got Geronimo Pratt off, got this brother in New York, one of the biggest settlements in, the biggest settlement in American history back then. It was like 9 million or something like that for the police brutality they did. And so he was a lawyer activist. And so he was working behind the scenes to get stuff changed for us. And then when they saw how powerful he was, he got Geronimo Pratt. Once he got Geronimo Pratt out of jail, and him and Geronimo Pratt was gonna link up. All of a sudden, them two dudes died.
Yeah.
They just died. Geronimo Pratt spent 27 years in jail, and was able to withstand all of that in jail. Gets out when he links up with Johnny Cochran, and he was Tupac would go see Geronimo Pratt every month. And so those three brothers, man, they all gone. You see, all three of those brothers who was getting ready to work something, all three of those brothers are gone. But the whole thing is that we don't. The reason we get smashed though is because we don't know the law. We've tried everything else in America to try to get some leeway in America, but sitting down and just learning the rules to the game. That's literally is literally that easy. When police walk up to you and they start patting you down and digging in your pockets and all that shit. You don't know. They don't have a right to do that. They don't have a right to do that shit at all unless they have something called reasonable suspicion that you had committed, in the midst of committing, or about to commit a crime. If they don't have any of that, police, you don't even have to talk to a police officer. How many of you melanated people know that? But because you have such fear of the police, as soon as they walk up to you, and you don't have to talk to them unless they actually can prove that you committed a crime or they suspect you committing a crime. So this is powerful information that if we knew how to handle police officers right from the jump, we would alleviate 90% of the fuckery that happens to police officers, because they know we don't know the law. They come in, they lie and say, well, we able to do this, we able to do that, knowing that you don't know if that's wrong or not.
Facts. No, yeah. Facts.
Do it. But what happens when they say that shit? You're like, nah, boop, 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 law says this. Bop, 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 statute says this. Bop, bop, no, you can't do it. What happens when there's a gang of videos on TV, on YouTube showing that. And if you guys do want to see some cats really smashing on Popo, go look up Big Nick, South Florida Accountability. I've seen Big Nick, yeah. He's so ill when the Popo roll up, they don't even fuck with him no more. He's so gangster. Like, what up? That's how gangster he is. And I would say the other channel is Batuse. Batuse. That's Battousai. I think that's another melanated brother who's out there smashing. He's smashing on the Popo.
Dope.
And so we need to know this. But so Know Your Rights Foundation, we came together because to put together this basic information that you need to know what to deal with the Popo. So that at police stops. So at police stops, we created the constitutional rights card. This is basically all your rights that you need to know when you're dealing with police, because you should never talk to police. So you would hand them this card and say, I don't answer questions. This card states that what your rights are, and if the police violate your rights, what penalties they'll fall on. Basically, there's something called police insurance, or a public official bond that every police officer in America has to have. So if they violate your constitutional rights, you can place what's called a claim on that bond, and they can't work that day. As opposed to if you try to file a lawsuit or a complaint on a cop, they can keep working while the bullshit investigation is going on in the precinct. They come back, well, we didn't find he did anything wrong. Well, motherfucker, right here, if I place a claim on that bond, that police officer can't work that day. And while there's an investigation going on, but while that investigation is going on, because that bond is in jeopardy, that police officer can't work. So that's how you get at them immediately if you don't want to messing with you. So then right here is a qualified immunity card. We've heard of qualified immunity, in the last couple of years. Qualified immunity is the armor that police officers get when they violate your rights and they don't know that they violate your rights. So right here, it states that this lets the police officer know that they're in violation of they're in danger of violating your constitutional rights. And when they knowingly violate your constitutional rights, they lose qualified immunity. Right? These are court cases. And so these three things you would have in your car or on you, and you would hand this to the police. You would hand this to the police and say, I don't answer questions when they pull you over. And so these things are invaluable to have on you. And then right here, this is the Know Your Rights manual. This is all the stuff that you would want to know. All the rights and basic stuff that you want to know to deal with police. And this is the book right here that tells you how to file that claim on the bond. So police officer's bond, this is it right here. Public official bonds. This tells you where to go, look up the laws in your state to go file a claim on that police officer for violating your constitutional rights. And so then the last thing, we have flashcards, because we created flashcards for the kids. Yeah, created flashcards for the kids. Police.
That's dope. That's dope.
Deck 1 and Volume 2, and so you can sit with your kids for 30 minutes a day, 30 every other day, because they prey on the kids more than anything, because our children look like adults at like 13 and 14. And so they can say, well, we didn't know we didn't know he was a child, because look, all right. And then they also prey on them because they know that our children, our youth don't know, they know less than us. We don't know anything as adults as far as the law, but they know the children know less than us in the law. So they can prey on them and get them all day. Arm your children up, man. Start arming them. Sit them down with these police stop cards and everything. And then the last thing, this is the vaccine religious exemption cards that we created. So this card right here, if you walk into a public business, it is against the Constitution. It's a constitutional violation for them to discriminate against your religion. So if you're getting ready to go into a business and they say, well, you can't come in here because you're vaccinated, they're liable. They're personally liable. The owner, the supervisor, whoever is telling you that, who created that, they're personally liable, and you can sue them. You can, it's by federal law. They're liable by Title VII, the Civil Rights Act, 1964 Civil Rights Act, religious discrimination. So you can hand them this, and then once you hand them this, they read this notice, they are in violation. They are liable after they read this. So we have created all of these things for people because you don't know your rights. We've created all these tools to try to help you. Now that it comes with a study thing too. So you don't just go in and walk into a business and hand a nigga, hey nigga, where my seat at, nigga? Nigga, read that. No, you gotta sit down, you gotta study, make sure you learn your rights. But these things are here to help you to know your rights. And so if you want this card by itself, you can go to, or actually the whole package, you can go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org. If you want it for free, just go to realnagas.com and order the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy, and I'll put the package in for free. You can't get the card though. This card won't come in the package. It'll come. You only have to get this. You only can get this on knowyourrightsfoundation.org. But this is what we got to do to build these vehicles up to be able to smash these people in the future. So that's indeed. You can volunteer as well. So as we're teaching people the law, we're trying to get everybody in all these different communities around the country to know the law, so we can mash out. So appreciate it.
I appreciate that segment. Any other contact info you want to give the people, another website, or that's
no, that's it. Realnagas.com. If you want to buy the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy, and it will come with all the full police stop law package. You only get one deck of flashcards though, so make sure you let me know which deck you want, deck 1 or deck 2, or knowyourrightsfoundation.org if you just want to order the police stop law package by itself without the book, or the religious vaccination card. Also, we have this coming out in Spanish for our Hispanic, Latino brothers and sisters. So in about another 2 weeks, those books are being produced right now. So we'll have the law package in Spanish for everybody. So this is how we're doing it.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thursday at 9 o'clock, I will have the brother Yaki on the show. So make sure all of y'all tune in Thursday at 9 p.m. Kev, he's going to be talking about the science of the non-ether being. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. You might. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, family.
Kobe was a non. Kobe, if you go to Gematria Calculator, if you type in Google, go to the Gematria Calculator, Type in Kobe Bean Bryant in the gematria calculator, and you'll see 999. Kobe was a 99. He was the 9 being 999.
999. Woo!
That's that's why that God. And they had to take.
Family, I want to thank you for tuning in. This is Brother Rich, Cat from Real Nagas. Make sure you go to his YouTube channel. He spells it the same way he spelled it on the screen. Real Nagas. So go to his YouTube. The brother got tons of information. Amazing channel. Kev, thanks for coming on. I want to have you on again next month, my brother. Stay safe out there. Stay strong and elevated, all right?
Brother. Appreciate
all right.
you, man.
Thanks, all right, peace, y'all. Peace, family.